Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, we're going to be going through my goals Q2 edition. I didn't stop. I might be a little behind, but I did not stop with my goals videos. You guys know I do this for a level of letting you guys in my life a bit, but also keeping myself accountable to hold true to my goals. I feel like I write them down, I tell them to other people, but sometimes some years they don't go through as much as they should. And I don't fault myself for that. I give myself grace, but I do want to get better. I always want to improve. And you guys know, if you watched my last goals video and the one before that, I set 10 goals for myself in 2024. And I got all year to accomplish them, but I think I've hit in Q2 a lot of them. I've hit them much better than I did in Q1. I don't know if it's something about it being warmer, the days being longer, all those good things, but it allowed me to hit a lot of my goals. So I'm not going to go in the same order that I always do, but I'll hit on all 10 all throughout this video. And I want to start with my learn something new goal. So my learn something new goal was a big goal for me this year. A lot of that was redo swim lessons again. I've taken swim lessons several times, but I knew this year I wanted to get more involved in swim lessons, but learn a lot more than I have in group lessons. In group lessons, every time I go to the Y, you just have different people at different levels in that group. You have people who, are never touched water and are very fearful of water. I've been in classes where they could not dip a toe in it. They were scared. And then you have people who know how to float and know how to blow bubbles. They know how to do all those things. And the teacher there, it's usually a 45-minute to 50-minute class, has to spend time with each individual student at their level. And I just don't feel like I get a lot. I feel like in total, in one class, I'll probably get 3-5 minutes with her one-on-one helping me, but we're not all at the same space. And I think that's hindered me. So I decided, even though it's a bit more expensive, that I was going to do private swim lessons this year. And I did. And I feel like I learned so much more in one class than I have in probably the 3 times I've taken group lessons. And that's honestly because she was able to focus on me. There was no other student she had to go back in between and teach them this and get them to float and get me to do. No, it was one student, and she just worked on an individualized plan based on my strengths and how I've done things. Another learn something new. So I had on this list, I made this list earlier this week because I knew I was sharing, and it was, I was going to get my SHRM CP. If you guys know, I work in HR, so I do have my PHR, and that's the professional in HR certification. It's a certification you can get. They have many levels. They have APHR if you're a little bit more junior, PHR if you have a little bit more experience, and then SPHR if you are a bit more senior. I'm right there in the middle of my career, so I got the PHR, and I want somebody who wants to always learn. Learn something new is something true to my core, and I want to learn everything I can. So SHRM is another recognized body for HR, all things HR, and they have their certifications as well. They have SHRM CP, which is Certified Professional, and then SHRM SCP, which is Senior Certified Professional. If you're not in HR, I know these words are foreign, but it's a certification that you can get, and it just helps you learn more about all areas. I focus on talent acquisition, but you learn about learning and development, you learn about compensation, labor relations, all that good stuff through that certification. That was on my list. SHRM decided that they were going to change DE&I to just D&I. They were going to take the E out of D&I, and that has been very controversial this week. All over the HR community streets, that's all we've been talking about. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think the E is a very critical piece in DE&I. It's bothered me a bit. So I'm a professional who does have, I'm a member of SHRM. I pay my dues. I'm not paying them no more. So I'm done with SHRM. I'm not going to get that certification anymore. So now that I threw a wrench in my learn something new plan and journey, I do continue to take certification credits for PHR. To keep your PHR active, you do need to have credits every year and take a certain amount of credits by the 3-year mark. So my 3-year mark is November of 2025. I have about 50, almost 50 out of 60 credits. So I'll hit that by next year for sure. I take at least a few courses a month to keep up with that. So I will continue to hold my PHR certification. I do work more in DE&I, and so I have signed up and registered for the DE&I certification from the University of Georgia, the Terry College of Business. They have a diversity and inclusion certification that I will be taking this October. So those classes start in October for me. They start in alignment with the school year. So they have one in the fall, one in the spring. So that is learn something new for me. I'll be taking that course. Again, I'm an eldest daughter, if you cannot tell. I'm an eldest daughter. And so my hobbies are not really, hobbies. They're like, I always got to be learning. I always have to be on top of things. I always have to be, but know the latest and greatest. And I want to be well versed to be able to speak to certain things. So those are my learn something news. I think I'm very proud of where I've come with that. So that's why I wanted to start with that. The other thing, my doctor's appointments. I've crushed that in Q2. I don't have any more. I got my vision. I've never been to the eye doctor before in my life. I did that in Q1, so I updated you guys on that. I do have 20/25 vision now. I don't wear contacts still, but I did get glasses. So my glasses, I'm a glasses girl now. I have glasses, but I don't my vision hasn't changed. Like what I'm seeing right now isn't really changed. It's just when when I'm driving and it's dark and it's raining. She's like, wear them if it's dark and it's raining and you're driving. I'm like, I thought everybody had problems when it's dark and raining and driving. We don't like doing that, no ways. But I have a purse glasses and I have a home glasses too that I just keep. I don't find myself reaching for them that much, but vision done. My dentist, I go twice. I've always been on top of my dentist. I went for my annual in a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and then I'll go back in December. So dentistry, these teeth, my mom didn't pay all that money for braces when I was younger for me to just give up on them. So I've kept up with that. My OBGYN, I know once you get over 30, you don't have to go every year, but again, my insurance pays for it. Go every year. I need to stay on top of it, and I needed to have important conversations this year too as we transition into me being a little bit older, and I need to think seriously about what I want with children. I know where I stand, but I don't want to lose the option. I don't want to lose the option as well if I change my mind. So I did have that conversation with her. I switched OBGYNs to somebody who I looked up, who's very cognizant in working with women who have geriatric pregnancies or, want to have children older. So I switched to my OBGYN this year. I went to her. She actually is a Black woman. I wanted all Black. So my vision doctor is a Black woman. My OBGYN is a Black woman. She also had children post 35 too. So I trust her as well because she personally went through it and then she deals with it. So we talked about freezing eggs. She gave me some contacts of who the best in Charlotte are for that. So yeah, we will see where that goes. I do want to have that appointment this year, especially before I turn 35, just to manage my options. I got on fertility talk now. I guess I'm on the side of TikTok where people talk about the freezing eggs experience and how you got to pay for that annually. It's almost, I think, like what the woman I saw, it's like $1,000 annually to freeze them, keep them frozen, which I don't think is terrible. But like, why y'all can't just put them in the freezer? What y'all gonna do if I don't pay them? So I told my mom the cost, and she was like, "What they gonna do? Thaw them out? They gonna thaw them out if you don't make your payments?" I was like, "I guess." They'll put them in the trash can if you don't make your monthly payments, your annual payments on these frozen eggs. So yes, that is something, because I just don't want to I just don't want to, I know how I feel. I've never been the super maternal. I've never been the person who yearned for, like that person who, you just know people who are meant to be moms and who have always wanted it from day one. You can ask people who knew me from high school, college. It ain't never been like I didn't talk about kids. I ain't never been the one. I ain't never been the one or the two to have that full drawn out conversation. I've never officially had baby fever. Like I see babies and I'm gonna think they're cute, but the fever never hit me because I see everything past the baby. And I've always said I give amazing auntie vibes. We gonna go on trips, honey. Disneyland, I got you. But again, I don't want to make a permanent decision. You just know it's a complicated conversation to have, but it's a conversation that I need to seriously think about. And from that point of view, she said I'm healthy. I went to my primary care last week, actually. So I have a Black woman primary care too. I never had a primary care before 2023. I got one shortly before my grandfather passed last year because, again, I need to start thinking about my health, conditions that affect my family or maybe will affect me possibly. So we need to stay on top of that. So I got her in, I think, March or April of last year. So just with her calendar, because these Black doctors, when I tell you their calendars be booked, I was trying to get in for April of 24 because I saw her April of 23. Honey, they said July's the best we got for you. July's the best we got for you. So, be on top of it. If you decide to go that route, know that a lot of women have decided to go that Black woman route, and them women's calendars. I'm happy for them that they be booked and busy, but it don't help me. Let's go to another goal. I'm starting really with the goals I know I accomplished this year. I did a good job. Some more solo travel this year. Yes, we are finally in it. Q1, I hadn't gone on one trip. Now we've gone to New York. We've gone to Curacao, which my Curacao vlog is up already. Loved it. Love that trip. Tulum coming soon. Aruba this year. So we're in it. We're in the thick of things. Solo travel is something I love to do and will continue to do. Check that goal off. Overconsumption and hunkering down. I feel like looking at my consumption, I went up a little bit. I didn't hunker down as much as I could have hunkered down. I think Q3 and Q4 will be a little bit better. Q4 is going to probably be a little bit, it's the holidays and it's my birthday. So Q4, I think Q3 is when we're going to really focus on that hunkering down, mainly because it's a busy season for me at my job. Not that it's not busy throughout the year, but that is the go, go, go season. It's September, end of August. Man, I don't be having time to think about anything else but work, 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 work. So that's usually when I see the best returns in my month, because other than paying for Winnie to go stay somewhere, I'm not spending a lot of money. But I did talk about in Q1, I did start a perfume habit, which I think I'm tapering down on because I found my signature scent. Like, I found the scent I love, and I don't need a lot more because I love what I love now. So I do have a lot of fragrances. Lash extensions. You guys know I talked about starting that habit in Q1. I was like, we were trying to stop overconsumption, but then I added a habit in. I've removed lash extensions away just because it was it was good. It's good, I think, for a very, very special occasion. I think it's hard to keep up with when you ain't got nothing going on. Like, it's hard when the next week you're getting lash extensions because you got to get your refills. You got to get your refills. It's too much. And you guys compliment me so much on my just regular, like, $2.99 Ardell. I wear not Ardell, Kiss '09 So Wispies. I'm looking over at them now. Kiss '09 So Wispies. Y'all compliment me all the time. My videos where I was wearing my lash extensions, I got no lash comments. You guys were not feeling those. And then more no spend days. I did really well in April with my no spend days. June, I failed completely. But when we go to my next goal, the multiple streams of income, I've still been powering through those. So you guys know I work a full-time job. I've transitioned into saving more of my, we'll talk about that in savings. YouTube, transparently, I've been doing very well in that, considering that my view count on my crochet hair content isn't doing as much as it used to for some reason. And I've been trying to look at my analytics. It hasn't affected me monetarily. Like, nothing has gone down in the last year, knock on wood, but my crochet content is, not like it used to do, maybe 10,000 views. And now I'm possibly getting about 5,000 per video, which I'm still thankful for. But I don't know if it's, I'm not trying the hair that people want to see, or I don't know, waning love for crochet hair. I don't know what it could be, but until things change, it's still doing well. Etsy, I need to start getting back into my planners because I need to start working on a 2025 planner. I keep putting that on the agenda. I need to start it before we start Q3. I have to start making my 2025 planners because I do want to have several different varieties. And it takes a lot of time for me, as someone who works a full-time job, does YouTube, and wants to do this. It's a lot of, if this making planners was my full-time job, it would be no problem. But because I have a full 40-hour-a-week job and then I do YouTube, I try to do a lot. TikTok, I've been trying to be more consistent on there as well. And then IG did start back monetizing last month. I don't know if it's going to keep on forever or if it's something that is just temporary for the spring. They call it a spring bonus, but technically we're in summer. So don't know when the monetization is going to stop, but I did start getting paid again from Instagram about 2 months ago. Affiliate marketing, I started my LTK. You guys know I wear my stuff there. Amazon is still doing really well, and then Magic Links is still doing pretty well as well, but Amazon is again the killer in that. But I'm again not trying to overextend myself. I do again like the streams. I like the headspace I'm in right now. I don't need to add anymore. We're good. We're good. No more ideas. Talia, come up with no more ideas. When we talk about saving, because I was going to get into that, savings is another goal. One thing I started doing was I transitioned my 401k, the amount of contribution that I was giving. So I was normally giving my 6% because that's what matches at my company, 5.5, but we get a match at that point. I decided this year, because I can afford it right now, to go up to 9%. So I contribute 9% of my paycheck each month to, or each, we get paid every 2 weeks, to my 401k. So even though not all of that is matched, only 5.5% is matched. The other part is unmatched, but it's before tax. I'm hoping that will help me with my taxes as well, because I do owe a lot. All the other streams outside of working full time are not taxed. YouTube pays me, I'm not taxed on that. Etsy pays me, I'm not taxed on that. Amazon pays me, I'm not taxed on that. And they want their money at the end of the year. It's not free. So to help alleviate some of that taxable stuff, I've decided to apply a little bit more. I do take out money from my full-time check as well, additional money. So the taxes that come out, and then on top of that, I tell them to take more money out of that. So my full-time check, I don't even feel like I see the fullness of it, because I use it to alleviate everything else I have going on in my life. I'm still keeping up with my Ally, my Marcus, and my Barclays account as well. But another goal of mine was to get my skin in order, make sure my skin stays good. I think I have pretty good, like I don't have wrinkles like the wrinkles like you would have, like a lot of 30s get Botox. I don't get any Botox. I don't get any filler. I don't get anything. But my skin has been more aggravated, a bit more since Curacao. I don't know what it was, but my skin has been a little bit more aggravated. But I have consistently rolled with my skincare routine, and that's my cleanser, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, a retinol, my eye creams, all of that. So I found a routine. I found that really early in Q1 that I love, and I'm continuing on with that. My next goal was to make sure I'm investing in quality clothing and not spend as much on clothing, just make sure I have quality clothing. I think I've been doing that. I think the clothing that I have is very sturdy, very, it might cost a little bit more. Sturdier clothing does cost a little bit more than maybe a fast fashion brand, but I can say I get many compliments on my pieces because I be wearing it. Next was to understand my points and make sure I'm utilizing my points well. Blown that out the water. My points I paid for which of my trips? I paid for one of my trips in points this year. I'll put it on screen because now me isn't remembering, but some of my trips this year were paid totally in points. My flights were, and it's just about understanding when to utilize what card to get the most points. My 3 cards are, I have a American Express Gold card. I really love that. I stand by that. I use that at restaurants, and you use that for groceries because you get 4 times on that. So that's my card for those things. My second card I use is my American Airlines card. I use that when I'm booking my flights for American Airlines flight. So I use that mainly for flights and travel. People wonder why don't you have Delta? Why do you fly American straps? Like I get that comment all the time. Do y'all not realize where I live? I live in Charlotte. We are a hub for American. It counts for over 80% of the flights that fly out of Charlotte daily are American. So you really don't have a choice to be like, I can't be like, I'm a Southwest loyal girl. We have like 4 Southwest flights. Your loyalty to an airline really has to be dependent a little bit too on what's near you. Yeah, I use that card. I know for a fact I use the points from that card to fly to New York. So I just use my American points to fly to New York. Very affordable points wise. And then my third card is my Chase Sapphire preferred. Yes, preferred. I'm mediocre in the art of playing the points game a bit. And last but not least, it was to have a adequate morning and nighttime routine. I think I have an adequate, I think my night is better than my morning. My morning can be a little all over the place. I'm still working. I say my mornings are 80% there. It really depends. You know, you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like, I need to feel like it. But one thing I've added, or not added, I've been doing this, but I'm consistent about, is my vitamin routine. So I do my vitamins in the morning. My 6 vitamins that I use are, I use the Sugar Bear Pro, yeah, hair vitamins. I use these little vitamins for hair and nail growth. I don't know if they work, but they taste good, so I love them. I do take a probiotic just as a dietary supplement. Vitamin D, I'm not deficient in vitamin D. Ironically, looking at my chart, I'm good in vitamin D, but I don't think it hurts to just have a vitamin D supplement in your collection. B12, I need my energy. I need my energy in the morning. So I try to take this. I also take an iron pill, and then my apple cider vinegar gummies. I like these. These are so, like, I'm probably running low on these. These are my favorite morning gummies to take. So that's my vitamin routine in the morning. I just get up, brush my teeth, shower, do my gummies, do my vitamins, take my coffee, and get started with work. But you know, there's some elements where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm running this. I do my Duolingo. I do my word puzzle of the day, Wordle from the New York Times. I do all this stuff, and I get behind on some areas. So working through that, but that's overall my goals and an update of where I stand in 2024. I think I covered it all. I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place. I'm happy with where I am in 2024. Tell me what you guys think of where I am. What could I be doing better? What do I need to add? Is there something I need to learn more about? You guys let me know. Funnel it down below. I'm all ears in that comment section. I will again do this video Q3 with all the updates I can do. If you're subscribed, you'll see it when it comes, and have that notification bell on so you're alerted when it comes. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 to keep up with my shenanigans in real time. TikTok at Lia Lavon, which is a few more shenanigans and a bit more real time. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.